The Israeli Defense Forces, once considered an unyielding force in the region, now face a period of unprecedented uncertainty. This uncertainty is not just a fleeting moment but a profound shift that has the potential to redefine the very essence of the IDF. For decades, the IDF has been a symbol of strength and resilience, a force that has weathered numerous storms and emerged victorious. However, the current situation is unlike any other, marked by a confluence of internal and external challenges that threaten to undermine its core. Recent leadership changes have sent ripples of unease through the ranks. The appointment of new leaders, while often seen as a necessary step for rejuvenation, has instead led to a sense of instability. Officers and soldiers alike are finding it difficult to adapt to new directives and strategies, leading to a palpable tension within the ranks. The uncertainty surrounding these changes is not just about the individuals in power, but also about the direction in which they are steering the military. The once clear chain of command is now clouded with doubt, leaving soldiers and commanders alike grappling with the implications. This confusion is further exacerbated by the rapid pace of change, which has left little time for adjustment. Soldiers who were once confident in their roles and responsibilities now find themselves questioning their place within the organization. The lack of clarity is not just a logistical issue, but a psychological one, affecting the morale and cohesion of the troops. This unease is further compounded by growing internal dissent. Disagreements over strategy, ethics, and the overall direction of the military have led to heated debates and, in some cases, open conflict among the ranks. The unity that once defined the IDF is now being tested, as soldiers and officers find themselves on opposing sides of critical issues. This internal strife is not just a distraction but a significant threat to the effectiveness of the military. The once unified front of the IDF is showing cracks, as soldiers openly question the direction and morality of the ongoing conflict. These ethical debates are not just academic but have real-world implications for the conduct of operations and the overall mission of the IDF. Soldiers are increasingly finding themselves in situations where they must balance their duty with their personal beliefs, leading to a sense of disillusionment and frustration. This internal struggle comes at a time when the IDF is already stretched thin, engaged in multiple fronts and facing increasingly complex threats. The demands on the military are greater than ever, with soldiers required to operate in diverse and challenging environments. The strain of these operations is taking a toll both physically and mentally on the troops. The complexity of the threats they face requires not just strength but also adaptability and resilience. The once clear lines between victory and defeat are blurring, replaced by a grinding stalemate that tests the resolve of even the most seasoned veterans. This protracted conflict is unlike the decisive battles of the past, where victory could be clearly defined. Instead, the current situation is characterized by a series of small, incremental gains and losses, leading to a sense of frustration and fatigue among the troops. The psychological impact of this stalemate cannot be underestimated, as it erodes the confidence and determination of the soldiers. The very foundations of the IDF, built on a legacy of military prowess and unwavering national unity, are being tested like never before. The history of the IDF is filled with stories of heroism and triumph, but the current challenges are forcing a re-evaluation of what it means to be a part of this storied institution. The values and principles that have guided the IDF for so long are now being questioned, leading to a sense of uncertainty about the future. The situation demands strong and decisive leadership, yet the recent shakeup at the top has only served to exacerbate the existing anxieties. The new leaders are under immense pressure to prove themselves, and their decisions are being scrutinized more than ever. This scrutiny is not just from within the military but also from the public and political spheres, adding another layer of complexity to an already challenging situation. The need for clear and effective leadership has never been more critical, yet it remains elusive. The IDF finds itself at a crossroads, grappling with both external threats and internal divisions. The path forward is fraught with challenges, and the decisions made in the coming months will have far-reaching implications. The military must find a way to navigate these turbulent waters, balancing the need for security with the demands of ethical conduct and internal cohesion. The stakes are incredibly high and the future of the IDF hangs in the balance. The path forward remains unclear, but one thing is certain: the stakes have never been higher. The IDF must confront its internal divisions and find a way to restore unity and confidence within its ranks. This will require not just strong leadership but also a commitment to the values and principles that have defined the IDF for so long. The challenges are immense, but so too is the potential for renewal and reinvigoration. The future of the IDF is uncertain, but with the right approach it can emerge stronger and more resilient than ever before. The ongoing conflict in Gaza continues to cast a long shadow over Israel. The region has been a flashpoint for decades, with each new flare-up adding layers of complexity and tragedy to an already dire situation. The latest escalation has brought renewed attention to the human cost and the seemingly intractable nature of the conflict. Recent clashes in Rafah, a densely populated city in southern Gaza, have resulted in the deaths of 4 Israeli soldiers, highlighting the volatile nature of the situation. Rafah, known for its labyrinthine streets and dense population, has become a focal point in the ongoing struggle. The loss of these soldiers underscores the high stakes and the unpredictable nature of urban warfare. Despite the IDF's superior firepower and technology, Hamas fighters under the command of Yahya Sinwar have demonstrated a fierce determination to resist. Sinwar, a prominent figure within Hamas, has been instrumental in orchestrating the group's military strategies. His leadership has galvanized fighters, who are often seen as underdogs in this asymmetrical conflict. The IDF's technological edge, including advanced surveillance and precision weaponry, has not been enough to quell the resistance. The narrow streets and alleyways of Rafah have become a battleground, with both sides engaging in close-quarters combat. The urban environment, with its tight corners and multi-story buildings, provides ample cover and concealment for fighters. This type of warfare is grueling and dangerous, with every building potentially hiding an ambush. The IDF's training and equipment are put to the test in these conditions, where traditional military advantages are often neutralized. Tunnels, a hallmark of Hamas's strategy, continue to pose a significant challenge for the IDF, allowing fighters to move undetected and launch surprise attacks. These tunnels, often dug deep beneath the surface, are used to transport weapons, fighters, and supplies. They are a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of Hamas, turning the very ground into a weapon. The IDF has invested heavily in technology and tactics to detect and destroy these tunnels, but the cat-and-mouse game continues. The civilian population of Rafah remains caught in the crossfire, facing displacement, shortages of essential supplies, and the constant threat of violence. Families are often forced to flee their homes with little more than the clothes on their backs, seeking refuge wherever they can find it. The humanitarian situation is dire, with limited access to food, water, and medical care. International aid organizations struggle to provide relief amidst the ongoing violence, and the psychological toll on civilians, especially children, is immense. The fighting in Rafah underscores the complexities of the conflict, where military superiority alone does not guarantee victory. The IDF's advanced weaponry and training are countered by Hamas's intimate knowledge of the terrain and their ability to blend in with the civilian population. This dynamic creates a protracted and brutal conflict, with no clear end in sight. Each side is entrenched in their positions, both physically and ideologically, making negotiations and peace efforts exceedingly difficult. Hamas's resilience, fueled by a combination of ideology, local knowledge, and a willingness to exploit the urban terrain, continues to pose a significant challenge to the IDF. The group's fighters are often motivated by a deep sense of purpose and a belief in their cause, which can be a powerful force in combat. Their ability to adapt and innovate in the face of overwhelming odds has kept the conflict alive, despite the IDF's best efforts to suppress it. The battle for Rafah is far from over, and its outcome will likely have far-reaching consequences for both sides. The city has become a symbol of the broader struggle, with each skirmish and casualty adding to the narrative of resistance and repression. The international community watches closely, with many calling for a renewed push for peace talks. However, as long as the fighting continues, the prospects for a lasting resolution remain bleak. The human cost, the destruction, and the deep-seated animosities all serve as reminders of the urgent need for a comprehensive and just solution to the conflict.